Hi, this is Bob Gray Sr. Welcome to Ministry Moments. Every Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time, Lord willing, we'll come to you and spend some time with you. Please go to solvechurchproblems.com and subscribe so that you have available to you the weekly blog, the weekly sermons going back to 1980, out of when I first came to Texas. And then you'll find Q&A, some almost 3,000 questions with answers. Maybe might be of help to you. And then, of course, we have the daily quote, daily ministry idea that's available there every day. And I think you'll find it to be interesting. And then I hope that you'll go to the YouTube channel, solvechurchproblems.com, and subscribe to this so that you'll get this. You'll be notified when one of these new broadcasts come out. So at 3 o'clock Central Time, we'll meet with you. And I want you to put that on your schedule and come be with us. I, of course, travel every week of the world, and it's exciting to be able to go into this past week. I was with 20 years ago, Texas Baptist College, and what a thrill to be with MC people saved and baptized. A church that was started from scratch, just absolutely nothing. Started in a bar, in fact, and Pastor Keith Bell's doing an excellent job. I'm going to another one of our students this coming weekend. Anyway, it's exciting as I travel every week of the world trying to help people in this matter of sowing. Listen, today I want to talk to you about a soul-winning slump with a question mark. Are you in a soul-winning slump? And I want to give you some things that have helped me through the years, and I've been able to help others to get out of it. A slump happens to everybody. I remember people talking about one year. I like the Denver Broncos. I don't like the Dallas Cowboys, but the Broncos it was headlines years ago, a slump, a slump, a slump. And so I preached a whole sermon on a Sunday night on how to get out of a slump. And the Broncos came out of their slump. I guess they listened to my sermon. But anyway, I want to give you some thoughts that will help you, because you want to see people saved. And when these dry spells come, there are some things you can do to get out of it, to get that second wind, to get that kick that you need. For the most runners, marathon runners, get towards the end. They get that final kick in there, and there's got to be a way for you to motivate yourself to get out of this slump, because the slump happens to everybody. So let me give them to you just quickly. Number one, stop the first person you see. One of the reasons that you're not as successful at soul winning, you're trying to pigeonhole potential converts, and you can't do that. When you go out, you're going soul winning. One of our young converts called it soul hunting. Can I go soul hunting with you? Well, when you go out, stop the first person you see. Stop the second person you see. Stop the third person you see. You may pray and say, I think we ought to go to this part of town. That's fine. That's good. But on your way there, stop anybody that's on the street. You stop and talk to them right where they are. I'm telling you, this will break that slump. Number two, look for people under conviction. If they don't want anything to do with salvation, move on. We're free moral agents. We have a right to say yes, a right to say no. And so you just stop the first person you see, and then look for people under conviction. I'm looking for people who want to be saved. This is what I've learned. When I find people who want to be saved, I'll find people that want to come to church. So stop the first person you see. Look for people under conviction. Number three, stay out till somebody gets saved. You want to break this slump? I tell you exactly how to break it. You stay out there. You stay out there as if it was your daddy going to die and go to hell before morning. As if it was your mama was going to die and go to hell before morning. So when you go out, you look at your partner. It's because you don't want to slump. Look at your partner and say that we're going to stop the first person we see. We're looking people who are under conviction. If I be lifted up, I'll draw all men. That doesn't mean all men will get saved, but it does mean conviction will come if you'll uplift Christ. What they do with it now, that's up to them. And then you want to stay out till somebody gets saved. Again, if it was a relative, if it's your mama, your daddy, your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, why, you'd stay out there all night long till you found them. Well, it's somebody's daddy, somebody's mama, somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. All right? Luke 14 says this: call the poor, the halt, the blind, the lame. Now, why did he put that in there in Luke 14? Because at the end of that chapter, close to the end of that chapter, he said that my house may be filled. Well, I wonder why he said that. I'll tell you why. Because when you go talk to poor people, you talk to people that are hurting, you find people that are hurting. You'll find people that want to be saved. You find the people that are hurting in your community. You find the people in your city that are hurting, and you go to them and you offer them eternal life through Jesus Christ. You offer them salvation. You offer for all their sins to be put under the blood and for them to be able to go to heaven, have a mansion in heaven, and walk on streets of gold. I'm just saying to you, that's what the Bible says in Luke 14. Before the house can be full, where do you got to go? Go to the poor. By the way, it says they can't recompense you. God is saying, I'll recompense you. They can't recompense you. So you're not doing it to get anything out. They haven't got anything. You load them up with buses. You bring poor people. You better tell your ladies to bring the purse to the altar. Now, I'm just saying, number one, stop the first person you see for people who want to be saved. Then stay out till somebody gets saved. I'm talking about getting out of a soul-winning slump. Go to the poor side of town. Next, go to the nursing homes. Go to the nursing homes. Oh, a lot of moms and dads would love to hear from their children. And they can't coerce the kids to come. They can't make the kids come. It's up to the kids. And by the way, if you're a son or a daughter, you ought to show your love and admiration for your parents by calling them. Quit waiting for them to get a hold of you. But go to the nursing homes. A lot of lonely people in the nursing home. A lot of hurting people. Go to the hospitals. Up north, when I started pastoring there in Bourbonnais, Illinois, man, I'll tell you what, one of the best things I ever did was get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, spend my time with God, and go down and open up all the windows, turn all the lights on, because the mail only came on Saturday because there was nobody around until Saturday. I want to make sure that mailman and everybody else knew we were open for business. Turned every light on. Then I went down to the hospital, and I went to the clergy room, and I found all the people that had no church affiliation at all. I wrote their names on an 8.5 by 11 paper. I went by every room. The first families I got into Faith Baptist Church were those that were led, that were in the hospital. Nobody, they had no pastor. They had nobody to care for them. You'd be amazed at the people who would love to have somebody pray with them, love somebody. So you want to prime the pump? You want to get the thing, get out of that slump? Go to the hospitals. Next, go to the next towns. I'd get down and take a look at my map, but I would go 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 miles. You can go out 120 miles. Now, here and go to here. Go to the next towns. That's one way. It's what Jesus said, let us go into the next towns. And we used to have in the summertime TNT months. We call it the next towns month. And I would tell the people, don't go soul winning Longview now. Nuh-uh. We're going to the next towns. You're not allowed to win a soul in Longview and have a little fun with it. Go to the funeral homes. You'd be, if you'd go to every funeral home in town, let them know you are available. At the people who have no pastor to conduct a funeral service, have no one there. And they'll tell you, and leave your card there with the director and say, you call me. I'll be glad to help any family that you have. I'm talking about priming the pump. I'm talking about getting out of a soul winning slump. Next, offer to be a chaplain for the police department. Go down and offer, give them your card and say, look, if you have police officers, it's a tough thing to be especially this day and time, especially if you're in New York. But let them know I'm here. If you have tragedies, I was the chaplain and still am for the American Airlines out of Longview. We only have one airline going out of here, and that's the American Airlines. Well, I'm the chaplain for that. If something were to happen, they would call me and I'd be right there. I've gone to family members who've lost family members, and I've been there for them to try to help them and encourage them, helping employees of the American Airlines. Next, this will help you. Go to the motels in town. Go to the manager or go to the owner and say, look, you're going to have families here every once in a while that can't pay their bill. Instead of you kicking them out on the street, call me. And we used to have what we call a gleanings offering every Sunday night after church, and it was for benevolence. And we would help put a roof over families' heads who are about to get kicked out, or get the electric back on and heat back on, or pay the rent so that they have a covering over their head. They had a house. And so, and I would go to some of the apartment buildings in town. the lower economic places in town. They need help. We gave $350,000 in the 29 and a half years I pastored here in Texas to help with things like that. I mean, that was just gleanings offer. After the day's over, offerings are done, baptism done, altar called, business taken care of. We would say, look, we need to raise $325 or $350 or $400. We raised as high as $3,000 to help a widow that was going to be evicted. A husband died. She was caught and couldn't do anything about it. So we raised that money all on a Sunday night after the day was over. Next, reach the Spanish. We had a cassette tape with the soul winning presentation on that cassette tape in Spanish. And we would play that Spanish tape. We would have Spanish tracks and we would read the Spanish to them. Learn to speak Spanish. I can speak it. Mucho groceries. That's my favorite one. Taco, tortilla, enchilada. But reach the Spanish. They're moving here. God's bringing them here. Take advantage of it. Next, preach at the mission. Get a hold of the mission director in your town and say, look, can I come on Monday night and preach, or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday? If you'll make yourself accessible, then they won't get mad at you when you drive up on Sunday morning to pick up folks from the mission to bring them to church. They know you. They know you. They know you care. You can give money to the mission. They need money to keep that program going, just to let them know that you're available and that you care and you have a heart for them. Bring the mission converts to church. Nothing wrong with that. You have a bus ministry. A bus ministry is a good way to break out of a slump too. Go visit some of those bus routes. That'll help you. Or start a bus ministry. That'll get you out of a slump. Now, or pick up the mission men. Go by on Sunday morning. Take them out for breakfast. Take them to McDonald's. Buy them something to eat. Then bring them to church. Then after it's done, take them to get a meal at noon. And make sure they get back to the mission on time now so they won't get left out in the cold. Now, these are just some ideas about how to break a slump. A soul winning slump happens to everybody. It's going to happen to you, but you can't throw up your hands. You can't, oh, woe is me. God's left me. Get off. Quit having pity parties. We've got too many snowflakes in the pews now as it is. And too many of you preachers are helping them to be snowflakes, PTSD. Where in the world did you ever get that from? I want to introduce you to some war veterans who held their buddies in their arms as they bled to death and died from gunshots. Don't talk to me about how poor, how rough it's been on these poor, independent, fundamental Baptist youngins. They just, the preaching's been too hard and so on and so forth. Now get over it. Grow up. You're not a baby anymore. All the babies are not in the nursery. We just don't have Pampers big enough for you. All right? We're talking about getting out of a soul-winning slump now. Stop the first person you see. Look for people under conviction. Stay out till somebody gets saved. Try that one on with your partner, huh? And then go to the poor side of town, go to the nursing homes, go to the hospitals, go early in the morning and visit the people in the hospital who don't have pastor or church affiliation. Then go to the next towns. That's good for you to break out of this rut that you're in. Go to the next towns. How about offering yourself to be a chaplain for the maybe the airport? They'll do it. They'll do it. They'll want your help, or to the sheriff's department or the city police. Go to the motels and offer your help. Offer that you will help raise money to keep people a roof over their head. Go to the apartment complexes and talk to the owner or the managers. Reach the Spanish. Have some type of an outreach to the Spanish. They're coming to you. So take advantage of it. Preach at the mission. Offer your help at the mission. Support the local mission. Let them know that you do care about what they're doing. And then bring those mission men to the church. Let them know. They go by early morning, pick them up, feed them, take them to church, Sunday school, church. Then take them back out to get them something to eat, and then pick them up for Sunday night. You'll be, so many great stories about men who've gotten saved and got off Skid Row and got their feet on the ground. It's just wonderful what God can do. And then the bus ministry, oh my goodness, you want to get out of a slump, you start you a couple of bus routes and get out there and start knocking on doors and so on and pick your converts up. Okay. Thank you for joining us on Ministry Moments every Friday, 3:00 Central Time. I made the mistake a few weeks ago saying Easter time, but it's Central Time. And you join us, the broadcast on YouTube, and solvechurchproblems.com. on YouTube, and we'll be with you every week. And subscribe so that you make sure you can be notified about every time that we do one of these. And I hope it helps you. Have a great weekend. I mean, have a great soul winning weekend. Lead somebody to Christ. Get people saved. Line them up for church, and go by and pick them up. And you'd be amazed at what God will do with that. That's what you need. You need to stay active in winning souls. That's what this is all about. Or you're going to sit there and die. SolveChurchProblem.com. You can get our weekly blog, our Q&A, our sermons from 1980. Can you? My voice is a little higher, but they're sermons from 1980. You'll see we've not changed any at all. And then, of course, daily quotes, daily ministry helps, and so on. That'll be a blessing to you. And then go to the YouTube channel, SolveChurchProblem.com, and subscribe to this broadcast so you can get it every week. God bless you. Thank you for coming and letting me be a part of your life today. I hope this has helped you. Keep that soul winning fire going. God bless you.